What's up, y'all? I'm back with my overview of my second donation. If you've been following the progress so far, then the last thing I posted was the injections just to kind of show you guys what it looked like. I also made a video of me giving myself the trigger shot, which I'm just going to add a little clip here because I don't really feel like it needs to be a whole separate video. But literally, it was just the HCG with a shot of Lupron. I think it was 2 different vials I had to take. Well, 2 different syringes I had to inject myself with. Yeah, I gave myself the Going Out F and the Minipure injections for about 8 days. I was struggling with it because my left side was growing the size they needed to be, but my right was having trouble keeping up. Like, I want to say the 4th appointment, the 3rd or the 4th monitoring appointment I went to, my left side was between 16 and 18 and my right was still in the 8 and 11. So we had to go extra days so my right side could catch up. So I had extra monitoring days just to see if my right side was catching up properly. So I did that for 8 days. I had about 4 or 5 monitoring appointments before I had the actual donation. This specific time was a lot harder than my first donation. I had a lot more pain this time than the first time. And when I talk about pain, I'm like, I was bloated a lot for the simple fact that they increased my dose. Like, on the Going Out F pin, the first time I donated, I think I was either taking 195. It was between 195 and 200. It was either one. But this time they had me on 225, which you don't think is that much of a difference. But for me, it was a lot. Like, it was a lot. I'm talking to the point where I felt like I could feel my eggs growing. And it bothered me a lot because last time I didn't feel bloated. I didn't feel anything. So when you're bloated, when you eat, it makes you feel extra bloated, like your stomach is about to burst. And it just makes you very uncomfortable. So I felt very uncomfortable. So just think about being uncomfortable and just super bloated for 8 days straight. It was so bad. And I just felt terrible. I did not like this donation at all. When it came time to donate, I was uncomfortable. I wasn't with it. The day I went into the appointment, I didn't record. I didn't really record the me going in there because it happened so quick, y'all. Like, I literally had to be up. I had to be at the office at 7:30, which means I had to leave my house around 5:45 in order for me to get there on time. And that in itself was hectic because I had to make sure the person that was driving me, my mom and my nephew, they were together. And then driving there. And then when I got there, it happened quickly. Like, I literally went upstairs. I checked in. I was already back there within 5 minutes. And they were like, yeah, go ahead and take all your clothes off. I went in the bathroom. I took everything off. Got into the little gown they gave me. The lady was already putting my IV in. She's like, yeah, you know, you're gonna feel nothing, you know, you're just gonna go to sleep. And that's the last thing I heard from her. I was asleep. And then I was woken up. And then they gave me my medicine, they gave me the check. And I was pretty much out of there, y'all. Like, so it was happening too fast for me to record, and it really is not that important to record that part. Afterwards, I was in pain. And this was also different for me because the last time I donated, I know that after the procedure I didn't feel anything. So I felt like either they gave me less medicine this time or we just did something differently to where I wasn't feeling the medicine. It was bad, like to the point where I had to ask for a wheelchair. Like, could you guys please wheel me to the car because I can't walk. It hurts so bad. I was in a lot of pain. And the doctor was saying that it was mainly because of how much medicine I was taking. And he said the fact, like, in hindsight, that they probably did overstimulate and give me too much medicine. So my ovaries were just huge. My follicles were huge. Everything was just too big. It was too much going on for my body, and I was just in a lot of pain. We went to eat afterwards. I'm gonna insert that clip and let you guys see exactly what I felt. Alright, you guys, so we just finished the surgery. We had to be there at 7:30, so we left at like 5:30 from my house to make sure we got there on time. The whole procedure took about 6 minutes. And I was in and out, and then I only recovered for like 10 minutes. And then I was done. My mom and my nephew with me. Hello. Kaden and his hot tea. Say hi.
Hi.
I'm feeling pain right now. I took pain medicine, but it hasn't set in yet, so I'm kind of hurting right now. Hopefully it sets in quickly. She said she was gonna email me to keep in contact, make sure everything is going good, but in about 2 weeks I should be having a follow-up appointment to make sure everything went well. They ended up taking 32 eggs. Last time I think they took 22 eggs, so they took a lot more this time, and that's why I felt more bloated than I did last time, because there were so many eggs. I asked her if it was normal. Inside voice. I asked her if it was normal not to ovulate for a couple months afterwards, but she said after your first period you should ovulate, so I'm going to be tracking it to see how true that is, because I know last time I didn't ovulate for like 6 months, so that's pretty much it. I will come back later and let you guys know how I feel. So right now I'm in pain, so, and I think it's because the medicine hasn't set in yet, so I'll see you guys soon. So we ended up going to the mall directly after that, and the reason for that was because where I live there's not a good mall. There's really no reason. Do not go to the mall after you donate. Go home and rest. But I went to the mall, then we went to Chick-fil-A, and then we went home. But y'all, I did not feel good, and I also think it was also because I didn't take the right amount of medicine the first time. The bottle says you can take between 1 and 2 every 4 to 6 hours. So I start with 1 because I don't know how my body's going to react to any medicine. So I only take the bare minimum first and see how I react, and then go from there. So I only took 1 medicine. I didn't feel it. I didn't feel anything, and I just felt pain, and I just felt so bad that night I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna take 2. Fuck it. If I die, I die. You know, if I'm out of here, take me now, Lord. That's what I was thinking, because I was in that much pain. So I took the 2, and y'all, when I tell y'all I was on cloud 9, I was above cloud 9. I was probably on cloud 20, area 51. Like, I was on a whole nother planet. I was high, and it scared me because I'm like, oh shit, is this what it feels like to overdose? Did I take too much? Like, oh my gosh, I'm about to die. My nephew is here. He's not gonna be able to call the police because he don't know how to call the police. I'm gonna be dead in there, and he gonna be by himself. And I was really freaking out, because the medicine they gave me was Tylenol 3, which I looked it up. Make sure you always research any medicine your doctors give you. Make sure you look at what's in it. That's all I'm gonna say. But anyways, I looked it up, and it's Tylenol with codeine. So I was high. I was high, but it felt good. I ain't felt nothing. I didn't feel anything. And that's, yeah, the next day I was resting, and then all of a sudden it just all turned upside down. I don't know what happened, y'all, but I started feeling pain, sharp pain in my stomach, and I was like, I was to the point I was in tears. I had to call Mom, like, Mom, please, I need you to take me to the emergency room. I'm not feeling good. And while this is all happening, I'm emailing my nurse, letting her know what's going on. And she's like, oh, I think it's best that you just come back to the clinic because we know what you're going through. And when you go to the hospital, they don't really know what's going on. They're just basically trying to find the problem. So I ended up driving the extra hour and a half back to the clinic. And the doctor was just like, it's really just because your ovaries are super huge. Um, my ovaries was like 3 times the normal size. So I was just in pain from that. And he just told me to make sure I'm, taking the medicine on time so that I'm not in pain. And it's like, y'all know that feeling is like you're in so much pain until you go to the doctor and then everything's just gone somehow. Like you're in pain all the way up to the doctor's office. And then when the doctor's in the room with you, all of a sudden you're healed. I got there and I'm like, why am I here? I don't feel anything. I wasn't in pain. So what I got from that is if you are in a cycle and you're donating and you are uncomfortable, like in pain, uncomfortable, or just uncomfortable, period, make sure you speak up about it and you talk to a nurse and let them know that you're not feeling good or that you don't want to increase your dosage anymore. Because as good as it is to be donating and doing this great thing for people, you also have to take care of yourself too. And you can't help somebody if you're not helping yourself first. So what I would have done differently is spoke up and let her know, like, look, I'm not feeling good. This ain't right. Something ain't right up in there. We need to figure something out because I was. So yes, just make sure you guys are letting them know when you are feeling uncomfortable. That's probably the only thing that I would have done differently. But after I went to the clinic because I was in so much pain, eventually I started to get back to normal. I want to say about after 3 days after the surgery, that's when I started feeling less bloated. I just made sure I kept taking my Tylenol that they gave me. So if you stay on the right medicine and you take it when you're supposed to and how much you're supposed to, you'll probably be fine. But I've come to the conclusion that I will not donate again until after I have the kids that I want to have. And even then, I may not donate again. I may just end up trying surrogacy maybe, because at this point I've donated twice and both times I've donated to the egg bank, and I just feel like there's too much of my DNA out there right now and it could be anywhere, and that's scary to me at this point because I've donated twice and they've taken so many eggs. So I am gonna put that on hold and get into something different. But at the end of the day, this is something that you guys have to do your own thorough research on and have to decide if it's something good for you. Make sure you do all of the research and understand exactly what you're getting yourself into. And at the end of the day, I can't make a decision for you. Nobody can make a decision for you. You have to realize or think about why you want to do it and have a true meaning behind it. And if at the end of the day you decide it is for you, then great. And I'm happy that you're going to help a couple, and I'm pretty sure they're happy that they are going to be able to have a chance to start a family. And for that in itself, I'm very grateful that I did this, for the simple fact that I will be able to help a family start their own. That's great. But yeah, overall, it's been a great 2 experiences as far as learning about my own body. I don't really have anything else for you guys. I just hope everything goes well for you. To all my people that are trying to conceive, I wish you love and light and baby dust, and I hope it all works out for you. Yeah, I don't have anything else to say. If you guys have any questions for me, let me know. Of course, I'll try to answer it to the best of my ability. I love you all, and I'll see you guys later.